Hi, this is Dave Clayton, Research Director at ARC Advisory Group. Today I'll be discussing the Manufacturing Execution Systems, or MES market for discrete industries, with Janice Abel, Principal Consultant at ARC and primary author of ARC's recently published set of MES reports. Today we will be discussing how owner-operators can use modern manufacturing execution system solutions to turn real-time mission-critical production data into actionable insights across their enterprise. Thanks for joining me today, Janice. For the audience's benefit, could you tell us a bit about your background covering the MES market for ARC and a little about ARC for those not familiar with us?
Thank you, David, and thank you to our audience today for joining us. We appreciate your time. First, I'd like to tell you a little about myself, and then I'd like to tell you a little about ARC Advisory Group. My name's Janice Abel, and I've been an analyst for over a decade with ARC. And prior to this, I spent over 25 years in the automation and process industry. At ARC, I'm the lead analyst for MES, as well as a few other areas. MES, or Manufacturing Execution System, is also often referred to as MOM, or Manufacturing Operations Management System, and also Production Management System. But instead of getting caught up in the terminology and the differences between the terms, just to keep things simple for today's webinar, I'm just going to refer to all of these terms as MES, or the modern MES, because MES is the term which most manufacturing people are familiar with today. However, ARC's research does include the extended functionality of all the MES technologies that we're seeing today, and the modern or next-gen MES includes many different applications and functionality that ranges from production execution to production management to manufacturing intelligence, reporting, traceability, quality management, materials management, energy management, and other applications that pertain to manufacturing, and it often integrates to other technologies as well. Often, but not always, the modern MES includes data collection, data connectors, and data storage. At ARC, we do a lot of research, and even for mature markets like MES, we're always uncovering new and interesting things, particularly around the technologies that are affected by the digital transformation. So now I'd like to just give everyone a little background on ARC, especially those folks not familiar with us. ARC Advisory Group is the leading industrial technology analyst firm and that has been focused on manufacturing and operations since 1986. We include technologies from the sensor to the ERP system and also from the raw materials to the supply chain. And today we have extended our offerings to include smart cities and clean energy and the technologies that support these areas. We have been collecting data and researching industrial markets for over 3 decades, and we have research data and historical and forecasted trends that support this. So today's discussion will be focused on the information from our market research from our MES report that we recently completed.
Thanks, Janice. Maybe we should start by helping the audience understand how ARC defines the MES or MOM markets.
So first, let's start with the definition. MES connects the automation system and the manufacturing systems and the data sources with the ERP and the business system today. And there are many other technologies that are associated with MES, embedded in it, or used as a tool with MES, like advanced analytics or visualization, simulation, and digital twins. While MES has been around for a very long time, MES has evolved and has been extended and adapted to include some of the newer digital technologies we're seeing today. And you will see how the new generation or modern MES is a key technology for the digital transformation. And there's a number of reasons for this, and we'll discuss some of these reasons during this brief webinar. I won't be able to cover everything that's in the report, but it should give you a much better understanding of MES, some of the market changes that we're seeing, and also how ARC can help both suppliers and end users.
So in your opinion, where does MES or MOM fit in the technology stack?
ARC defines MES as the operations software that connects the production plant with the top floor or the business enterprise systems, like the ERP or the IT system, for example. MES closes the gap between the IT and the OT, and it's also a key technology for the IT-OT convergence effort that we're seeing. The software enables connectivity between all of the data collected from the automation systems, as well as the sensors, the machines, the robotics, and so on, and it manages and executes the process. MES includes applications that enable workflow, manage intelligence, including visualization, scheduling and planning, and managing quality, for example. MES applications tend to vary by industry applications and by supplier. And most importantly, MES integrates the data from the shop floor to the top floor, whether it's on-premise, in the cloud, edge, or in data lakes, or from other data sources that were often in silos years previously, or even today we see data available on spreadsheets on different people's laptops. But the interconnectivity and the interoperability that MES offers brings all of that data, the information, the intelligence, the insights together. It enables manufacturing flexibility, execution, tracking, and improves and even optimizes operational efficiencies. MES executes workflow execution, monitors and tracks the process and product. It manages events and resources. MES includes many different interoperable applications, and that's key, interoperability. And today's modern MES includes even more applications, and these applications enable workflow, manage intelligence, including the visualization, which today are shown on digital dashboards. And MES also includes finite or short-term scheduling and planning, and quality management, inventory, energy management, and resource management, such as labor and materials. And the modern MES tends to vary by industry and by supplier. But most importantly, what MES does is it integrates the data, the information, and intelligence from the shop floor to the top floor, whether the data is stored on-premise, in the cloud, on the edge, or in data lakes or data warehouses. MES centralizes the data and the information for collaboration amongst workers so that people can collaborate better as opposed to operating in the silos from the past when things were actually often stored in spreadsheets, and sometimes today that's true, or on an individual laptop. Through MES technologies and the interconnectivity and interoperability that goes along with that, and by bringing all of the data, the information, the intelligence together, workers are able to make better insights faster and enable manufacturing with the flexibility needed to improve and even optimize operational efficiencies. So based on our research, we have found that modern MES systems have evolved today with the newer digital technologies, and there are many newer applications built into or associated with MES today.
What are some of the key factors driving manufacturers to invest in MES and MOM solutions?
There are a number of reasons manufacturers today are investing in MES solutions, and I'd just like to point out a few of the drivers shown here. And these drivers are based on our research this year. MES's ability to improve production efficiencies and reduce costs is usually the #1 driver for usage. And even though the technology is considered a mature technology today, the technology has evolved and expanded with many different applications due to newer associated or embedded technologies, like the ability to store data in the cloud or on the edge. The market is still growing, and this is partly due to the pandemic, which accelerated the digital transformation and all that that entails. As a result, we're seeing new applications that enable better connectivity. We're seeing lower no-code, low-code platforms, improved visualization that can include the use of augmented and virtual reality and even digital twins, as well as an enhanced user experience. And MES really has been a major accelerator for the remote connected worker. And we're seeing a lot of newer technologies or tools that are integrated to or embedded into the MES, like advanced analytics and AI. And these are leading to more automated enhancements like auto connect, auto updates, auto governance, auto generate, and more. And eventually this will lead to a much more autonomous operations in the future. And the benefits from having an enterprise MES will continue to be accelerated for usage because the technology can enable people to collaborate across the site, the plant, and even across the enterprise, leading to optimization and higher returns on investments.
How do you see the digital transformation impacting the MES market?
The digital transformation is transforming businesses through the use of new technologies and helping to create new opportunities and also new business models. Digital transformation is multifaceted, and when you look at MES, you really need to look at the technology in terms of how it affects the people, the processes, the things, and the data. And MES can help align people, it can change processes, and it can connect to other systems and data sources and integrate all that data, whether it's on-premise, in the cloud, or in the edge. And it also gives you the intelligence you need from the digital or smart sensors and also the automation systems. The modern MES or MOM provides improvements to the process. It can increase yields. It can provide better planning and scheduling. It can reduce downtime by using asset information and also better process intelligence using some of these advanced analytic tools that we're seeing today. And one of the biggest reasons for using MES is around the people, the connected workers, because MES enables workers to collaborate better by connecting the people to the process. It enables the ability to leverage data better and make faster database decisions. And as I mentioned previously, the modern MES is enabling more auto functionality by connecting more sensors and robotics. And ARC believes that there's a lot of value in the real-time database decisions, and that companies should embrace the digital transformation, and that the modern MES technology is a way to help companies in their digital transformation journey.
In your opinion, how can manufacturers ensure they get the most out of their MES or MOM investments?
To get the most out of modern or new gen MES investments, there's a lot of strategy that users should consider, many of which are identified in our research, and these are just a few of them you see here. But really, for successful MES projects, the most important place to start is to use MES as a key enabler for the digital transformation journey. And some of the strategies from our report that companies should consider include enabling the user experience by investing in visualization and collaboration tools that are designed with human factor engineering in mind and include dashboards that work well with your workers and your processes, and also enable them to make much faster database decision. Another strategy that users should consider is to invest in newer complementary MES technologies that are either integrated to or embedded in the MES system, like analytics, AI, or even digital twins. Companies should also consider developing a strategy for where their applications and data will reside, whether that's on-premise, in the cloud, or in the edge, or in the data lakes, or even a hybrid approach. And actually, most companies today are using a hybrid approach, but based on our data, MES is still mostly on-premise. However, we are seeing the fastest growth in the cloud over the last year, although it is still one of the smaller markets. The strategy varies by industry, processes, and companies, and it's also important that users measure ROI and scale across the site, the plant, and the enterprise. Many folks that we spoke with told us that the benefits increase exponentially if they are able to extend those applications across the plant and enterprise. So enterprise MES can enable collaboration and improves process efficiency. It also allows users to make faster and more informed database decisions. And the ability to scale across the enterprise is where companies get the most value. So one last point I'd like to make, and this is very important, is that users should look for solutions that have simple, easy to use tools and that address the user experience because they are designed with human factors in mind that enable enterprise-wide visualization and that are also easy to deploy and implement and are interoperable and connected and can be customized for the specific application or process.
Could you talk a little more about your research? How do you distinguish between MES for process industry versus the MES for discrete industries?
ARC is often asked the difference between the process and the discrete industries or the reports because we have two different reports, an MES report for the discrete industries and also an MES report for the process industries, as well as supplier selection reports of each type. The major difference between the discrete and the process industries is that discrete manufacturers usually produce or assemble components or discrete parts, whereas the process industries are mostly continuous, meaning that it's usually a flow of liquids, gases, and solids, and they're usually produced by volume. Processes or examples of processes in the process industries might include reacting, mixing, blending, fermenting, refining, and more. And examples of process industries, which are shown here, include the chemicals, the electric power generation, food and beverages, metals, and mining, pharmaceutical and biotech, pulp and paper, oil and gas, water and wastewater, as well as other industries that are included in the research. Examples of discrete industries include the aerospace and defense, the automotive, electronics and electrical, fabricated metals, mining products, semiconductors, and more like plastics. Discrete manufacturers usually produce or assemble components or discrete parts that are usually itemized and counted. And examples of discrete processes would be like assembling, stamping, molding, machining. And it's usually easier to stop a process in the discrete industries than it is in the process industries, where it's often hazardous to do that. And so we also have a report that covers MES for the discrete industries. So how can ARC help you? Well, first of all, we have a lot of information and research that can help both end users and suppliers. We can help end users get started on their MES selection and also on their digital transformation journey, and we can help you get a better understanding of best practices in terms of the technology, people, and processes. For suppliers, we can help them understand the newer trends, the newer technologies and strategies that are being adopted by revenue. We have a lot of expertise and an in-depth understanding of the MES market and suppliers, where it is heading, and also supplier capabilities. We have lots of different types of data depending upon your needs, like growth rates and trends. We include information on specific industries and applications, which is one of the reasons we include both the process and discrete industries separately for the MES research reports. We also have charts that give you more information that illustrate what is happening in specific industries. We also have trends, best practices that include various MES applications and attributes, including a supplier service revenues by industry, region, and applications, deployment types, customer tiers, sales channels, and more. And the data can help you understand the market, the technology, what's important, what are some strategies for success for both end users and suppliers, and which applications are important in different industries. And we can include the data with our market research, with our tools, which allow you to analyze the data and trends even further. We also have a supplier selection report and criteria charts and a tool that reviews functionality and can help end users make the supplier selection and assessment process much smoother and faster. And the tool is designed as a collaborative tool that your team or organization can use to help improve the entire technology selection process. Questions we often answer from the research includes things like what are some of the key trends and how these trends will influence the future growth of the MES market. What are the various strategies adopted by market players? And which region is expected to provide significant growth opportunities for which players in the MES market? And what applications are being sought after by users and in what industries? And what the projected value of MES is in the future. So what is the adoption rate of trends for the individual supplier solution, and what advancement in technology should users look for, and what is influencing the growth in the various markets, the industries or regions, or in the applications or attributes like visualization or digital twins or virtual reality, for example. But that's about all I have time for today, so we thank you very much for your time. And for the takeaway, I'd just like you to remember that MES is typically aligned by application industry, so it's very important that users choose the right technology that aligns with your applications, industry, organization, and corporate culture. If people have access to easy-to-use tools that do not require a long learning curve, they will adopt and use the MES technology, especially when they see the benefits from using the technology. So with that, I'd like to return back to David, who will give you some additional information about how to contact us. Over to you, David.
Thanks for sharing your insights with us today, Janice. This concludes our presentation on the MES for the process industries market. Audience members who would like more information or have any questions about the research we've done should get in touch with a client manager here at ARC or contact the author directly at jabel@arcweb.com or myself at dclayton@arcweb.com. Thanks for your attention and have a great day.